Alright, back to another album review. Today's review is on Projects in the Jungle from Pantera. This is Pantera's second studio album, and it's a follow-up to Metal Magic, which I reviewed last week. The lineup of the band is still the same, and they once again worked with Jerry Abbott as the producer. The album was released on July 27th, 1984 under Metal Magic Records. I'm not sure when or where this album was recorded, however. If anyone knows, be sure to let me know in the comments. Just like with the previous album, it's mainly centered around glam metal, but there are some elements of heavy metal. I'm aware that this album was only released on vinyl, so it's not on CD, cassette, digital, or streaming to my knowledge. Fortunately, the album is up on YouTube in its entirety, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check that out for yourself. Rather, people compare this album to Def Leppard, but we'll get back to that. Anyways, let's talk about the songs. This album starts with All Over Tonight. Now, the song starts off pretty heavy, but you can hear that there are glam metal influences. One interesting fact is that Pantera's first music video is actually the video for this song. The video is up on YouTube, thankfully, and I'll post a link in the description if you want to check that out. I personally think this is a pretty good song and starts the album off pretty well. The next song is Out for Blood. It's another song with a heavy sound, and you can thank Dimebag Darrell for that. Granted, he was still known as Diamond Darrell at the time, but you get my point. I'd say this is probably my favorite song from this album. Up next is Blue Light Turn It Red. It's the shortest song on this album at only 98 seconds long. One thing I need to mention is that the song is fully instrumental since it's just Darrell playing various guitar riffs throughout. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think it's pretty interesting. And I followed up with Like Fire. I will say that I really like the heavy sound that the song has, and I think it fits within the album's overall tone. Of course, it's in the realm of glam metal, just like the rest of the album. It's followed up with In Over My Head. The song starts off pretty well, and it sounds like Terry Glazza is playing a keyboard during certain parts of the song. If you don't believe me, then listen to it for yourself. Of course, Terry also played the keyboard for some of the songs on Pantera's first album as well. The next song is Projects in the Jungle, which obviously shares the same name as the album. Where the song in particular is essentially a foreshadowing for what Pantera would deliver over the coming years. I say this is my second favorite song on the album. It's also the second shortest song and only 3 minutes and 5 seconds long. Up next is Heavy Metal Rules. Of course, the title of the song is not a misnomer because heavy metal really does rule. Anyways, the song is mostly in the realm of heavy metal as the title implies, but you can still hear elements of glam metal if you listen to it. It's also the second longest song on the album at 4 minutes and 18 seconds long. It's followed up by Only a Heartbeat Away. The song has a softer tone, and I can't help but hear some influences of Def Leppard during certain parts. That is pretty interesting, despite the fact that I've only heard a handful of songs from Def Leppard. He followed up with Killers. The song starts off with a guitar riff from Darrell, where the rest of the band go full force. Don't have much else to say about the song, other than the fact that it's a pretty good song. The album ends with Taking My Life. The song has a slower pace to it. It's also the longest song in the album at 4 minutes and 31 seconds long. And I personally think this is the perfect song to end the album with. From what I read is that although this album was received with mixed reviews from critics, there are some who have said this is a major improvement over the band's previous album. As for my opinion, I do agree that it is an improvement over Pantera's first album. I mentioned that the only way I was able to experience this album was through YouTube, and there will be a link in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Overall, I think this is a pretty good album, and I recommend checking it out. Now is the part where I question you. Have you listened to Projects in the Jungle? If so, what are your thoughts on it? And what's your favorite song from it? You think this is an improvement over Pantera's first album? And let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the notification bell to notify future uploads. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another review.